What's up, guys? This is episode 2 of the Dusty Pod.
Welcome back. Thanks for coming back, guys.
Yeah,
Really appreciate it.
didn't really think we'd be back here, but we're here.
We're back, and it's going to be better than ever. You know, the first one was good, but this is going to be better. This episode, you're going to be like, wow.
Still no sponsors right now, guys. Sorry to disappoint. We tried to get all the sponsors we were mentioning last episode, like Word Connect and I Know.
Well, let's not act like they're not out yet, because there's still a chance that they could come through. The offer's still on the table. To say that we aren't in talks with them would be... we aren't in talks with them, but we might be.
There's a possibility that we could be in talks with them at some point.
It's not disclosed yet, though, right?
Yeah.
It's on a need to know.
It is on a need to know basis, whatever that means. But all right. So first, I wanted to get into, or I guess rather, can we just talk about people saying, "Can we just talk about?"
Okay.
I don't know. Just like say what you want to say. You know, like you don't have to preface it by saying, "Can we just talk about?" Like you're already talking about it. You know.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah, I don't know if it's like, I'm trying to think of instances in my life where my mind has gone there to lead a sentence with "Can we just talk about?" Because I've definitely heard it before, and I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. I wouldn't classify it as anything other than just words that might not need to be said there.
Yeah, I mean, when you run into somebody who says like, "Can we just talk about?"
You're in the doghouse.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
usually what that means.
It's like you don't want to talk to them anymore,
But-
because because they just said, "Can we just talk about?" And it's like, well, that's a yes or no question, and I can just say no.
Based on the preface, "Can we just talk about it?" Like, that seems like a long conversation.
Yeah,
So, and it seems serious. So, can you talk about the fact that you can't talk about that right now because it might not be the appropriate time? Or
well, I wanted to talk about it, but now that you put it like that, I don't think we can.
I want to talk about seasons, because I know that we have differing opinion on this, and I'd love to get audience perspective, but I'd like to talk about this morning. I went outside and I felt the season changing from winter. It's getting a little warmer out. Could feel it on my skin, though. I could feel that the seasons were starting to shift, even though we're still in February. So why do you not believe that spring should be the best season of the year? Because everyone else should agree with me that spring is a great time.
Spring. Yeah, but you just like with spring, you never know that it's spring, you know? And then when there's like one day of spring, and then you're like, oh man, it's spring. And then next day it's like 80.
No, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. There are some days in early spring that can be quite difficult to deal with the rain and everything, but late spring I feel like is unbeaten. One, warm weather for the first time after cold winter months. You feel it on your skin, windows down in the car. Warm breeze comes in instead of the cool breeze. Win. Two, moisture has not arrived yet. So you're chilling outside at the beach. No worries. The water might be cold, but that's a nice ice bath. Those are all the rave nowadays. I don't understand why spring could get much hate. What's your season? Why don't you give your case?
All right, yeah. So my season is fall, which is clearly the best season, because spring is just like, it's like an up and down thing. It's like it's hot, then it's cold, then it's hot, then it's cold, and then all of a sudden it's so hot. But with fall, it's like a steady, nice decline, you know. Get the hoodies out. Maybe maybe have some s'mores by the.
Cozy up with a good book by the fire.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe.
ooh, cozy up.
Ooh, like
Was that you?
like maybe yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, maybe yeah. There isn't anything wrong with that. Just getting all cozy and warm, and maybe go to a pumpkin patch or
that would be really nice.
go on like a hayride and
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk about like why do people just decide to blast TikToks in public? Like they'll just like they'll literally just like say this is a phone. They'll just be like,
Oh yeah, it's blasted. Yeah. It's kind of like the train talk. Like everyone that's on a train has to be blasting their TikTok, and whoever gets it louder than the next person wins.
yeah. And it's like I just keep it to yourself, man. Like I don't want to hear like I just don't want to hear it. But I don't know, get headphones or something.
I think it's a competition though, because it's not an event that I've taken place in yet, but it's definitely something that I've been trying to see if I could do well in. Seeing if
you try to
if I could be able to blast something on the train as loud as I could and see.
So you see somebody blasting TikToks and you pull out your phone and try to blast them louder?
Well, it makes me kind of feel like, man, that guy seems like he's really enjoying it, because you get like a little chuckle out of him every now and then. It's like, he seems like he's having a great time. He or she, you know? They look like they're having a really nice time watching that TikTok. And all I can hear is a little murmur of the TikTok. I can't hear what's going on. But clearly, if they're laughing at it, I want to know what's going on.
Why don't you ask him what he's watching?
I could, but you see, it's kind of like a barrier that's created. I feel like when you blast the TikTok that loud, it's like a sound barrier. Like they're in their own bubble, and you're in it too. So you don't want to disturb the bubble, because that's just like an unspoken piece about it.
Have you ever popped a TikTok bubble?
See, that's not something I have done, because I respect people's decisions to be able to uphold that and create their own boundaries and feel safe within those. But you could also buy a pair of headphones.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand. And it's like, oh, like my feed is better than your feed, so
But that,
I'm just gonna blast it.
To my point, yes, that is what they're saying. Yeah. I mean, I haven't conducted a case study on it, but I would assume something of the kind.
Well, next time I see somebody blasting TikToks, I'm just gonna ask them like, what are you watching? And can I watch with you?
They might be able to let you join with that. Or at least they can make like a monitor in the train that you can have someone like Apple TV project their screen onto the train monitor so everyone can watch and laugh together. That might be the good of social media. That might be what social media comes to, just screens around town. I probably shouldn't be saying this, because this could be a revolutionary idea.
Yeah.
Just screens around town, playing the videos. You can screenplay on there. Now I'm talking myself into how this could go really bad.
But there only should be one that everyone's watching,
Just everyone at one time watching the same one.
And it's curated to everybody's interests.
That would be really weird. And it's just everyone seeing the same video at the same time. So we all become... You're basically trying to create communism.
I was trying
in
to,
America.
Yeah.
Or the world, honestly. You're recreating communism with that idea.
I was trying to create communism in like a funny way. Like a comedy communism.
You think that's what Karl Marx thought too? Like when he made communism, he was like portrayed as like being funny. Like, oh,
I think he had a sense of humor. No? Like this is like this is a good bit. This communism thing. It's a bit.
Is it a bit? I don't think it is. I think I'm just stating the reality of a fact for your idea. And my idea that I was not going to say on here because I thought it could be worth something.
Yeah, you're the communist because you
came up with the idea for everyone sees the same TikTok. I came up with the idea with centralized, localized video screen sharing.
which is which is going into the central idea of communism.
Well, you took it to the next level. I was at like a friendly, like playground-esque screen share.
I thought I was playground-esque.
Yours was like world domination level. There's levels to this, all right? And you missed it. The mark. This is the missed mark, and I missed it too.
The missed.
If you know what
Karl Marx. All right. I want to talk about people. Not even just people, just like sending someone a Google invite, like for like the smallest things.
You're directly calling me out right now. I like to live a structured life. And basically what he's talking about is how I schedule block my days every night by the hour, every event that I want to get done. Because, being in college, having a lot going on, sometimes you can lose track of what you need to do. So I like to schedule block what I'm going to be doing during that time frame.
No, but you'll send me a Google invite for dinner, and we were going to get dinner anyway. And then I have to like go in and accept it. And, I just, it's a lot.
A lot of emails.
Yeah, it's via email. I did accept a Google invite to film this podcast. So,
all right, let's move into the top 5.
Yeah, let's do that.
You guys know it. You guys love it. DJ, what are the top boy names over the past 100 years?
Past 100 years?
Yes, 100 years.
John
is number 3. 4,403 of the 177 million were John.
Too many Johns.
A lot of Johns. So you got number 3.
Michael.
Now that's a great name, and that's number 4 on the list.
Wow. Steven
is not in the top 5. Steven is number 17 on the list. Some more.
Andrew
is not in the top 5.
All right. Jack
is number 48. No.
Wow. Joe. Come on. Joe
is number 81.
What?
Not in the top 5. Come on.
Jake. Come on, Jake.
We're looking for the top 5, and that's not even in the top 100. Robert's number 2.
Yes.
So I'll give you that.
Ben?
Yeah. No. Benjamin is number 41.
Oh.
You're going to kick yourself for one of these.
David.
Yeah. Your own name, David. I think you're too much on the turntables with the DJ stuff. You forgot about your own guy. What about you? And you forgot about yourself?
What about Jesus?
No.
Come on.
You're missing the number 1 answer.
David wasn't number 1?
No, it was like a far distant 5.
Oh.
Do you give up?
Yeah, I give up.
James is the number 1.
James. I know like maybe 2 Jameses.
That is kind of interesting. The James one. That must be a new popular name.
That is the end of episode 2 of the Dusty Pod. Stay dusty.
Stay dusty.
Nope.
Stay dusty.
No.
We could do like a 2-box thing, like split the screen in half, where we're both saying, "Stay dusty."